Okay, I'm going to show you, let me get rid of my tangent line here. There we go. I want to show you how to find the equivalent point of our titration curve. So the equivalence point should be right here in this mid jump from low pH to high pH. And an elegant way of doing that, we could just estimate it and say, okay, it's going to be around here somewhere below 7.5. But if we take a function called the derivative of this, I'm going to add a calculated column and we're going to call it the first derivative. I know that is familiar to some of you. And I'm going to make graphical analysis take the first derivative of my curve. What this is going to show me, I've got my y column is the pH and my x column is the NaOH added. We're going to get, I have to add it on here, we're going to get another graph that has a peak. And that peak is where the greatest change of the slope of the tangent line on my blue line, that peak is my equivalence point. There is a calculus reason for that. It's where it's where you have a maximum slope. So the slope of the line is pretty much straight up and down. And if I go to statistical analysis, let's go here, I can show you that. Actually, I'm going to get rid of my derivative or my pH curve real quick. There. My statistical analysis says that the maximum of this derivative line, what this derivative line is doing is calculating the slope of the tangent line to the blue curve. And that slope peaks right where that curve is most vertical. And that place, the maximum, is at 12.09 at 17.4 milliliters. So the 17.4 milliliters is the volume I needed to add in order to reach the equivalence point. When we were in class, I didn't have time to show them what this first derivative function is. I'm going to go back to this and get rid of that. We just looked at it and we eyeballed, and I think we came up with 17.4. So it's perfectly okay to just eyeball it. So we knew that it was somewhere between, let me scoot this analysis line over, between 17.3 and 17.5. It was somewhere in there. So indeed, the most vertical is 17.4. That's going to be our equivalence point. I'm going to stop sharing and post this on Canvas so that you can now know that 17.4 milliliters is the volume of NaOH added to reach the equivalence point.